Welcome to Football with Cheese. We are continuing our offseason recaps. This one could be a longer one. It's all about the Chicago Bears. They've had a lot going on this offseason, just like the Steelers. Those two teams require longer videos. If you have not subscribed, why not? Please do so and hit the bell for notification so you never miss one of my videos. So, Chicago Bears went 5-12 last year. Going into the season, they picked first. They got Caleb Williams. Oh, we finally have a quarterback. Expectations were high. All these Bears fans and even analysts that happen to be Bears fans and some idiot on NFL Network, not going to mention his name, were saying, we're finally good. We're going to be a playoff team. We're going to compete in the North. You were hearing that. You hear it every offseason. The Bears win the offseason. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. They keep saying it, and they went 5-12. They actually started 4-2. And in the next game, they were almost 5-2. There was a Hail Mary against Washington where Tyreek Stevenson in the corner was jarring with the fans, got over late, wasn't able to knock it down. He tipped it basically to the wide receiver, and Washington won. And that really changed their whole season. They never looked back. They fired their head coach, Matt Eberflus, who did a terrible job. Let's be honest. He was a bad hire. He was a bad coach. But after that, it was really bad. They lost the next week, 29-9. Scored 3 points the next week against New England. Lost on a last-second block field goal to Green Bay. It just was a disaster. They finally won their last game. So they, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lost 10 straight. They won a game against Green Bay, but the Packers sat out Jordan Love. They wouldn't have won the game, but the Packers already were in the playoffs. They couldn't move up, so they held out some players. The Bears basically underachieved. They weren't a playoff team, in my opinion, but the Bears should have won 8 or 9 games, in my opinion. I thought their roster was about league average. Lost some of those close games, including the Hail Mary. We need to talk about Caleb Williams in this video. In this Seth Wickersham book that's coming out this fall, Caleb Williams did not want to play for the Bears. His father, Carl Williams, was quoted as saying, "Chicago is a place where quarterbacks go to die." He's not wrong. The Bears have not had success developing quarterbacks. A lot of times they either draft the wrong quarterback or don't develop them, don't give them enough help. Bears have always been focused on defense since I was a little kid. It's Bears win with defense. And they didn't give their quarterback enough help, didn't have the right head coach to develop them. They prefer defensive coaches. That's changed. We'll get into that in a second. But the Bears have just done such a poor job at the quarterback position. Let's go through some of them. I have a list right here. We'll go back. They won the Super Bowl in '86, right? Jim McMahon was not a franchise quarterback, but they had an amazing defense. One of the best defenses of all time. That's why they won. Here's some other quarterbacks they had. Mike Tomczak. Okay. After that, Jim Harbaugh. He's a good head coach, but he wasn't a great quarterback. Steve Walsh, Eric Kramer, Dave Craig at the end of his career. Dave Craig, the longtime Seahawk. Steve Stenstrom, Shane Matthews, Cade McCown, first-round bust. Jim Miller. Oof, this is rough. Cordell Stewart at the end of his career. Rex Grossman, first-round bust. They did go to a Super Bowl, Rex Grossman, but the NFC was weak that year, and they had a great defense, and they lost to the Colts. I believe it was 29-17, 29-16. But the Colts dominated the game. Devin Hester returned the opening kickoff to make it look like it was closer, but Peyton Manning and the Colts dominated after that kickoff. Kyle Orton, he was okay, but not a franchise quarterback. Then they traded for Jay Cutler and thought we finally fixed it. But the fact that the Broncos were trading Jay Cutler tells you a lot. You don't trade franchise quarterbacks. And Cutler put up some good stats. And if you watch that NFC title game where the Bears hosted the Packers in 2010 season, Jay Cutler gets hurt, hurts his knee, and sits there and sulks on the bench. He doesn't try to encourage his teammates. He just sulks. And watching that game, you just knew the Bears were not winning a Super Bowl with Jay Cutler. Packers would go on to win the game. B.J. Raji, their nose tackle, had a pick 6 against Caleb Haney, who was the third-string quarterback. And the Packers would go on to win the Super Bowl against the Steelers. But It's just been a disaster. Matt Barkley, Mitch Trubisky, another first-round bust. Didn't develop him. Justin Fields never really got the best shot. He's now with the Jets. Played for the Steelers last year. We'll see what happens with him. And now Caleb Williams. So that's bad. That's a really bad history of quarterbacks. And I only went back 40 years. So the Bears have had a really rough stretch since they won the Super Bowl in '86. And most of the issues have been on offense and with the quarterback. Carl Williams would go on to say, "I don't want my son playing for the Bears." He would say the rookie cap is unconstitutional. He talked about the CBA. That's a collective bargaining agreement between the owners and players. He called it the worst piece of shit I've ever read. It's the worst in sports history. He tried to circumvent the draft. He wanted Caleb to sign it in the United Football League and then become a free agent and pick his team the next year, which you can't do. That's not the way the NFL works. But that's how much Carl Williams did not want his son to go to Chicago, and Caleb did not want to go there. He wanted to play for the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell is a great coach. He won Coach of the Year. He's great with quarterbacks. I think J.J. McCarthy's going to be better than people think. More than that in the Vikings video, which will be the next one I do. But that's crazy. I don't love the father involvement. It should be between Caleb, his agent, and the Bears. But Caleb didn't have a choice. The Bears were taking him. They told him that. When he went on a visit, apparently it went well, and the issue went away. But something is off about Caleb Williams. I heard some rumors that he wasn't the best teammate at USC. And if you watch the Texans game where they lost, C.J. Stroud meets him, after the game, they're hugging, shaking hands. And Caleb Williams had this look on his face like he wanted to be anywhere else. He was trying to pull away. He didn't want to talk to C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud had one of the best rookie seasons in NFL history 2 years ago. I want to pick his brain. I want to say, hey, can I talk to you like Tuesday night, Wednesday night this week? We can go over stuff. I can pick your brain. Nope. Caleb Williams had this attitude. He didn't want to be there. Caleb Williams, to me, is the guy, similar to Jay Cutler, actually, who, when everything's going right, he's fine. But when you have adversity, it's not good. His attitude was not good. Laying on the bench, they talk about the body language. We need to fix his body language. Laying down on the bench, he did it at Oklahoma, did it at USC. It's not the body language, it's the attitude. When things go wrong, if he has the right attitude, he doesn't need body language. That's what they're trying to fix, and they should never have made him a team captain before he ever played a game. Never make a rookie a team captain. That was a huge mistake. So, obviously, Caleb said all the right things when he came for OTAs. Dismissed it. Ben Johnson, the new coach, same thing. They dismissed it. Oh, everything's fine now, whatever. That's what you do. That's what you say. But something is just not right about Caleb Williams. And it has to do with his attitude. I don't know. Comment down below. What do you think about it? Something is just off about him, personally. But we need to get into this. Okay. Oh, one more thing. I told you Matt Eberflus is a bad coach. It said in the article that Caleb Williams had to watch film by himself. What? God, the Bears, they're just not a well-run organization. They draft the wrong quarterback. They focus too much on defense. That might be changing. It's an offensive league. You have to put your quarterback in positions to succeed, and the Bears have not done that. Like I just said, it might be changing because they focus on offense and free agency in the draft. I'm just going to go quick through this because this video is going to take forever. They traded for Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson to play guard. Love the Thuney move, even though he's 32. Jonah Jackson played in this offense in Detroit for Ben Johnson, but he was not good for the Rams last year. But it still upgrades the offensive line. They signed Drew Dalman to play center, upgrade there. The other move I want to mention, they signed Grady Jarrett from the Falcons. He's a good defensive tackle, might be past his prime, still an upgrade. In the draft, their first two picks were Colson Loveland, tight end, and Luther Burden, wide receiver. Give Caleb some more weapons. So they've upgraded the offensive line in free agency. In the draft, they got him some more weapons. Colson Loveland, really athletic tight end. You can play a lot of 12 personnel. Cole Kmet can be the inline tight end. Colson Loveland can play in the slot or out wide. And Luther Burden fell to the second round. He is first-round talent, coming off a down year. And there's rumors that there's some family issues. They're managing him. That's his girlfriend and mom. That some teams either moved him down or took him off the board because of it. But that's really good value as far as talent to get him in the second round. We'll see what happens. Important players, we mentioned Caleb Williams. Obviously, he's quarterback. Darnell Wright, the right tackle, one of the better run-blocking right tackles in the NFL. And we know Ben Johnson, new head coach, wants to run the ball. In Detroit, he did it very well. DJ Moore is their number one receiver. He's a very good player. Jalen Johnson, just want to mention him. He's one of the best corners in the NFL. So the offense got a lot better. No more excuses for Caleb Williams. He needs to play better. And the defense, I don't love the front seven. But it's not a terrible defense. It's not a great defense. But I like the approach. Put more talent around Caleb Williams. And breakout player, Rome Odunze, for sure. He was a top 10 pick last year, wide receiver out of Washington. Had a slightly disappointing season. With Malik Neighbors, Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr., breaking out. He thought he'd do more. But with Keenan Allen gone, he's now the number 2 receiver. So look for him to have a really good season. So their outlook this year, obviously they upgraded head coach. Ben Johnson, one of the best coordinators in the NFL the last few years. Great play caller, great offensive mind. That's going to help. That's worth at least a few more wins because Matt Eberflus was just terrible. It was so bad that people are mentioning Matt Nagy. Maybe he wasn't so bad. That's crazy. Well, to be honest, Eberflus was worse than Nagy, and Nagy was not good. Let's put it that way. The Bears do play a last place schedule. However, the division is brutal, and the 3 games they play, because they finished last place, it's basically 3 games determines it. The other 14 are already set in stone. Are New Orleans. That'll help. To me, New Orleans is the worst roster in the NFL. But San Francisco and Las Vegas are the other 2, and those teams should be better in the standings. So the Bears have a brutal schedule. They got to play the Vikings twice, the Lions twice, the Packers twice, and the NFC East and the AFC North. And we know the AFC North is really good. However, they're going to be better than 5 wins. There's no doubt about it. If they win 5 wins, holy crap, the Bears fans are going to revolt. They're going to want Ryan Poles fired. I think they'll probably win 8 or 9, like they should have last year. I don't see them winning more than that because of the schedule. It's really tough. But comment down below. Do you think the Bears are actually a playoff contender? Do you think they can compete in the division? I still think they're going to finish last place, even if they win 8 or 9 games, because the rest of the division is just loaded. And I know Bears fans aren't going to like this video. They're going to disagree with me. Oh, we're going to be 11, 12 wins. We're going to beat the Packers twice. They say that every year. But I just don't see it. I think the offense will be better. Still don't love the defense. So if you enjoyed this, please give a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Share this with anyone who loves football as we continue to grow football with cheese. Check these out if you have not. And I'll see you in the next video all about the Vikings.